I want to bring you the guest that we promised you earlier today. Lisa Miller from Newsweek wrote one of my favorite articles in the history of Newsweek. So I can't wait to talk about it. Lisa, how do you like that introduction?
That was great. I'm smiling. I wish you could see how big my smile is.
Lisa, here's the thing. It is the cover story, and it's about gay marriage and the biblical interpretation. But I don't love this story because it's about gay marriage, or what it says about gay marriage. I don't love it because what it says about religion. I love it because it is actually, for the first time in a long time, not afraid to say something that is clearly true, even though it's going to create controversy. Because I think that's what you're supposed to do in journalism. You're supposed to say things that are clearly true. So that's my preface to this. Now let me ask you some questions instead of complimenting you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep complimenting me, and I'll just sit here and listen.
All right. So now, I saw Huckabee on The Daily Show the other day, but I didn't have to see him. I've seen them a million times, where conservatives in America say traditional marriage is between one man and one woman, and that is how it is in the Bible, hence that is how it must be. But is that really true?
Well, our argument in the story is that actually traditional marriage isn't in the Bible at all by example, or hardly ever. I mean, the Old Testament heroes, patriarchs, many of them were polygamists. Abraham was in love with his wife. They were married forever, and yet when she was infertile, he slept with her servant. Mm-hmm. Jacob, who fathered the nations of Israel, the 12 nations of Israel, had 4 wives. 2 of them were sisters, Rachel and Leah, and then their servants. David, King David, Solomon, all of the kings of Judah and Israel, all of them were polygamists. So not traditional marriage. That is a marriage for that time of the world. In the New Testament, Jesus preaches a radical kind of family, that is a family of Christian believers for whom their belief in God supersedes all family ties. He says to one guy, let the dead bury their dead and come and follow me. In other words, somebody said to him, I'll come and follow you, but I need to go bury my father first. And he said, let the dead bury their dead, but come and follow me. Family to Jesus is less important. Blood ties are less important than the Christian family. Lisa. Paul was also celibate, single, and he said, well, marriage is for people who can't contain their lust. So you marry if you must, but better not to. Better to be celibate and single like he is. So nowhere in this group of people do you see Ozzie and Harriet, do you see the traditional family the way the religious right would have you believe in the traditional family.
So let me understand this. First of all, before I even get to that, my favorite exception in the Bible now is the servant exception. So I just got married. I got to run that by my wife. Look,
I wonder what she's going to say.
No, but my argument is going to be all I want is a traditional marriage, where we have the servant exception. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see how that develops. Now, but you're right. In the Old Testament, people are polygamous. In the New Testament, Jesus says, "I don't give a damn about your family. I'm your new family," and he says it over and over and over again, right?
In a million different ways, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, does anybody ever get married in the Bible?
Well, yeah. I mean, people do get married, and as I say, and let me just also be completely honest, gay people don't get married in the Bible. The Bible is not saying, the words gay marriage don't appear in the Bible at all.
But I should be clear. Is there a point in the Bible, well, I know that there are married couples, and obviously in the Old Testament, there are married couples, and then there's the servants, and then there's sisters, and all that stuff. But does it ever say in the Bible, here is how you should get married, and it's obviously with one man and one woman, etc., or in any way, here's how you should get married?
No. There is no explicit definition at all. I mean, Paul, the Apostle Paul, and also Jesus, were very strong against divorce. So their condemnation of divorce was so much stronger than Paul's condemnation of homosexuality, which is in the Bible. It was so much more frequent. It was so much more forceful. And yet, in America, half of Americans get divorced. So somehow we're able to overlook that but we're not able to overlook the, 4 little verses in the Bible, half of them in the Old Testament and half of them in the New, that condemn homosexuality.
So we have the 2 in Leviticus, right, that say a man shall not lie with a man. And then Paul speaks out against homosexuality. Does Paul do it twice, or where's the 4th?
Paul does it twice. The first time he does it in a sort of a list of drunks, thieves, homosexuals, adulterers. It's a sort of list of people who do bad things. Mm-hmm. The second time is more important. He's talking about the judgment of God coming down on. He also lists people, but he includes homosexuals. But one of the progressive scholars I spoke to for the story said that in that verse, it's in Romans, he's talking really about extreme wickedness and licentiousness and craven behavior and debauchery and depravity, and he's talking specifically about the Roman emperors, Nero and Caligula. And the scholar I spoke to, whose name is Neil Elliott, said that in Paul's day, his audiences would have known exactly what he was talking about. That he was in no way, none of these references were talking about, committed gay relationships the way they exist today.
The thing is, Lisa, I don't even care about that, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. We're talking to Lisa Miller. She wrote the cover story for Newsweek this week. It's about gay marriage in the Bible and what does the Bible actually say about marriage. The reason I don't care is because, as you explained in your article, taking the Bible literally is insanity. I don't want to put words in your mouth. You didn't say that, okay? But I'm saying it. But you explain it with examples, and you go to Leviticus, so the 2 parts. The fact that the homosexuality is mentioned there twice, but also in Leviticus, if you wear clothing of 2 different types, that's also an abomination, just like homosexuality, which 100% of us violate. And if you eat shrimp or lobster or any shellfish, that's also an abomination. How come there's no Red Lobster amendments or, Prop 9 against Red Lobster? And then, as you point out in the Old Testament, if you commit adultery, you are to be executed. Executed.
Well, yeah, one of the verses about homosexuality in Leviticus is that you should be stoned for being gay or punished, and we don't do that here in America. We don't kill gay people.
And we don't kill adulterers. And we don't kill
adulterers.
And we don't kill children.
We let drunks and thieves and adulterers marry.
Yes.
So.
If we killed drunks, then we wouldn't have had this president. But that's, thank God we don't kill any of these people, right? And we don't follow any of those tenets. And by the way, another set of people we would kill is children who speak against their parents. We would stone them to death, right? So now that obviously leads to the next question, which is, hey, wait a minute. If we're not actually following this Bible, then why are they choosing the verses that are all based on hate and bring those forward as the one things that we should listen to in the Bible? And I don't know that they have an answer for that. Why don't they talk about the poor? Why don't they talk about, as Prop 8, let's make sure that every poor family in California gets fed? Why aren't they obsessed about, spreading love to everybody across the world and equality, etc.? Why do they focus on the one issue where they get to isolate a certain group and say we should all hate them?
I do think that one of the great things about the Bible, one of the beautiful things about the Bible, one of the, if you want to say, holy things about the Bible, is that its truths, and if you think of them as divine or if you think of them as literature, its truths have lasted for more than 2,000 years. And I think that that's because its truths adapt to our changing world. The Bible also condones slavery. We are in agreement on the right, on the left, that slavery is shameful and barbaric, and we don't participate in it in this country. So we are able to use the Bible to look at it and to move on, to move forward through history, to try to make a more just world, and to stay in the past and to say, well, these are the rules that govern this and that, is just, it's not progressive. It's not looking forward. It's not looking toward justice.
Well, Lisa, this is where you and I disagree a little bit. Lisa Miller is a reporter for Newsweek, and she wrote the cover story this week about marriage in the Bible. I don't believe that it has anything to do with the Bible. I think the Bible has survived all these years, largely because of its vagueness. And it says kill everybody on the one hand, and it says love everybody on the other hand, and then the people who want to kill quote that part, and the people who want to love quote the other part, and hence it's got a little mishmash for everybody. And that we don't actually follow the Bible at all. All we use it is for our own prejudices. And whether it's for good or for bad, and if my prejudice is for peace, then I find peace in it. If my prejudice is for war, I find war in it. So when I look at the Bible, for example, Jesus, the current Christian right doesn't listen to Jesus at all. Okay? I mean, Jesus says, give up your families. And these guys talk about families. Now, I think families are lovely things. I don't think we should give up our families. But the Christian right, when they talk about families, they're in complete contradiction of what Jesus Christ said.
I mean, I disagree with you. I do think that the Bible contains some truths that are basic to us, but they're truths about justice and love. And, one of the most beautiful parts of my reporting for the story was talking about, what marriage is in the eyes of a Christian. Marriage in the eyes of a Christian is a sacrament. It's something that you do that's holy. It's standing together in front of God and saying, I'm going to love you the way that I believe God loves me. And this is a very powerful thing. And the question then is, why can't gay people do that?
Yeah, well, they can. And here again, Lisa, you're being a journalist, so you're trying to play this as even as you can. And I don't blame you for it. I appreciate it, in fact, in this case. But the reality is that the right wing has always used the Bible for hate. And you say in the article about slavery, they made both arguments in favor and against slavery using the Bible. The people who made the arguments in favor of slavery were the right wing at that time. And the people who made the arguments against civil rights using the Bible or whatever else were the right wing at that time. The people who made the arguments against women having the same rights as men were right wing at that time. The people who make the arguments against gay marriage right now are the right wing at this time, and they're specifically the Christian right at this time. Somehow, magically, they always seem to find the hateful parts of the Bible.
Well, right, but in all of those examples you cited, there has also been historically very powerful religious rhetoric on the left. Abolition was a movement that started in churches, and its rhetoric was church-based, and the people who were in the pews were listening to those churches, and that was at a time in this country when more people went to church and more people read their Bibles and more people could understand Bible quoting and debate and could engage in it. I think that one of the reasons that we did this story was because the religious rhetoric on the left has not really been there. The religious argument for gay marriage has not been out there the way the abolitionist argument was there, the way the civil rights movement was formed in churches, the way, the anti-interracial, the people who were for interracial marriage and made those arguments, they were religious arguments. Religious arguments are powerful in this country, and I think it's worth it to try to make them.
I agree with you there, and don't get me wrong, the people who use the Bible for good, and there are millions of them, billions of them across the world, are terrific people, and I appreciate all their efforts, and I appreciate that they use the Bible as a source for that. But when you look at the Bible, as you see from your own article, it's a mishmash. It's whatever you want, and you just pick and choose. So we have to be especially skeptical of any biblical argument, even if it's a biblical argument that we agree with, because an equal and opposite argument could be made. And that leads me finally to suggest your next topic, Lisa, which is, where the hell is abortion in the Bible?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it for abortion, so I don't know.
Okay, but just think about it. Look at it.
You mean that's my next cover story?
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be helpful.
I'm going to take a rest for a while.
Okay. Lisa Miller's from Newsweek. Great article this week. We have it linked up to it on theyoungturks.com. Of course, it's on newsweek.com as well. Lisa, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.